And welcome in, Hot Shot Secret fans, to another Hot Shot Secret Live here on a Thursday afternoon from the Hot Shot Secret Studio here in Mount Gilead, Ohio. Today we're going to talk about our EDT Plus Winter Defense, our diesel anti-gel solution for the wintertime.
Yep.
I'm Josh Steinmetz along with my colleague,
Logan McFarland, howdy.
Howdy. And as always, we'll be taking your questions, so be sure to put them in the comments and we'll get to them throughout the show. If not, Logan and I will have a little bit of homework to do.
Absolutely.
We'd like to know where you're watching from today. So please put that in the comments below and we'll try to answer the comments as long as my phone doesn't go dead while we're sitting here. And if you'd like to win some EDT Plus Winter Defense, pop a comment in the comments section and we'll pick a winner after the show. So that's new for this week. So I like that. I like that a lot. As always, we are dual streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to like and share this video and hit the subscribe button to get updates on YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. All right, let's jump right into it. So we're going after EDT Plus Winter Defense, which is our prevent for gelling diesel fuel in the winter. So why does diesel gel in the first place?
Diesel gels in the first place because of a molecule called paraffins. Paraffinic wax is a pretty common term. I'm sure if you've bought any candles, you would know that they're made out of paraffinic wax or beeswax. That's a derivative from crude oil, which diesel fuel is also derived from.
So the wax is naturally occurring within the diesel fuel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always going to be present. Every diesel fuel blend is going to have a certain percentage of paraffinic wax present in it. At colder temperatures, that wax will agglomerate. So that's the basis of how diesel gels. Going into how an anti-gel prevents that, there's a few different ways. Using solvents and things like that to reduce the overall cloud point. Or you can use polymers, which actually interact with the wax molecules that are crystallizing and kind of cuts off those carbon chains and prevents them from agglomerating even more.
Gotcha. So just a little more history about waxing before we dive into the solution size. What temperature do we typically start seeing gelling?
It's a range anywhere from negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit up to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I've seen it the most in the field testing I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But with the presence of moisture, it could be even up into the 20s. So really, it depends on the fuel.
On the base fuel itself.
Exactly.
And that leads us into how even the product works is a lot based on that actual base fuel itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So why diesel gels now? What temperature it gels at? How can you tell that you might have a gelling issue in your vehicle or an engine you're trying to run?
Well, the first one would be that your vehicle stops running. Fuel pressure also will typically skyrocket before it completely drops. You can also tell by checking your fuel filter. Even just checking the fuel as you're putting it into your tank, you're pumping it at the station and you notice the flow is all cloudy. When diesel fuel clouds, it's already starting. That's wax forming already.
That's the telltale sign.
Telltale sign.
Something's already starting to happen.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
and that's not good fuel to be buying.
No, not at all.
Because you're already starting yourself down the road for trouble.
Exactly. Most anti-gels wouldn't even be effective once the fuel already begins to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, so you talked about chemically how we can prevent gelling. So there's a couple different ways. I'm going to go over how we ways we can handle gelling.
Mm-hmm.
One common way that was used many years ago, it's still used to an extent in some northern climate, is mixing number one diesel with it.
Yep.
So there's less paraffin wax in number one diesel, helps raise that point in which we'll start getting gelling. Gives us a little more protection. That's one way. Another way, to help with the gelling, is to also go ahead and put the diesel or the vehicle in a warm environment. That's one way to take care of gelling and prevent it from happening. And then
fuel filter heaters are actually a thing now as well. That's a common commonly used thing. I'd always recommend that, whether you're using an anti-gel or not. And then anti-gels, obviously.
Gotcha. All right. And Chad, why don't you roll through before we get into the EDT Plus, the video, kind of explain the general overall how we use EDT Plus and preventing gelling. All right. And going to the comments here, got Terry Howard checking in. Thanks, Terry. Good to see you on here again. John from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Scott Smith from Pennsylvania. Josh Bryant from Pennsylvania. John Black said he ordered 2 quarts of Winter Defense. Thanks, John. Hanover Supply over in Hanover, Pennsylvania is checking in as well. Thanks, guys. Deanna from Kansas, thank you. And over on YouTube, Low Life Garage just ordered Diesel Extreme and Winter Defense. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate you as well. And Tyler checking in here. Worked great for me last season here in Colorado. Look forward to another great season using it. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So we talked about ways to do it now chemically using the additive. Prevent gelling. What else are we doing with EDT Plus Winter Defense? It's more than just an anti-gel, because it is more than just an anti-gel.
Yeah, so initially it's actually based on our EDT formula. You know, EDT is 6-in-1: lubricity, corrosion inhibitor, injector cleaner, fuel system cleaner, cetane booster, you know, all the fun stuff that EDT does. This is a 7-in-1. It does all the fun stuff that EDT does, but also prevents gelling, as well as performing really well in the lubricity department, which is hard to get at the same time as having an anti-gel.
So didn't realize that was the kind of an issue at times.
Yeah, it's actually very tough. You know, the lubricity agent we use is bio-based, and you know it likes to interact with wax crystals as well as the anti-gel component. But we were able to find a way around that. So, yeah, I mean, using this product, you know, first using it, one thing I always recommend for anti-gels is to treat the tank first with the product before you fill the tank with fuel. You know, right before you put the nozzle in. That's always a first rule I'd go with for using anti-gels.
It allows it to splash mix together, basically.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Which it happens over time with the fuel return, but we're just doing it a little quicker. So
yeah, exactly.
And good practice in general. So yep.
Yeah. Plus, you never know wherever you're getting it from, whether they have a tank heater or they don't. You know, you never know the quality of the fuel. So it's always best to do that.
Also, we recommend using it before the fuel gel. So when we start hitting 32 degrees outside, it's a good time to start using it.
Yeah, 32 degrees. Let's say, you know, there's going to be a cold snap over the weekend or during the week. Absolutely preemptively use the product. We actually have people that, you know, fleets that run EDT plus Winter Defense. Instead of EDT, they'll run it all year, just because it's easier to buy the one product than it is to have two. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's perfectly fine. You're just not getting the benefit of the anti-gel.
Yeah. So, like you said, when you don't have cold weather, worry about, you go to EDT, get all the same benefits you normally get, but it doesn't hurt if you're trying to run out of bottle at the end of the season or this time of year where we start to see them temperatures going up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Have it in for the extra protection, then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Better to be safe.
Perfect.
Go into some of the details about the product itself. One of the main details for it is the water dispersant we use. It's actually a military-grade water dispersant. And what that helps to do is actually prevent the freezing of water down to around negative 10 degrees, just of water itself once this has interacted with it. It's not alcohol based, so you don't have to worry about that. A lot of people worried about alcohol based products. So, and you get all the benefits of EDT, the summer blend, just as well. The 31% wear scar reduction. That's from LX4 actually being included in the formula, which that alone is something I'm very proud to be able to say, is that we've included LX4 in anti-gel.
Right. You guys worked hard in formulating this. I know that I busted you guys' chops a little bit a few times on some of the formulations, and we're not bringing it out to market till it's got everything we want.
Yeah, that project was 3 weeks straight of just brainstorming, thinking of what we could use, what orders we can mix it. So it was a lot of testing done, probably 100 plus samples. So it was really nice to finally get it nailed down.
You guys did a great job with it. So again, we can use it any kind of diesel engine, trucks, equipment, semi, small engines. Good for regular diesel and up to a B20 bin of bio.
Yep.
Effective in number 2. It's effective in number 1 as well.
Yep. Yeah, number one is actually just kerosene, and a lot of people like to do, especially in Nebraska, Wyoming, states like that. They will do 50% mixtures of 1 and 2. That's perfectly fine to do as well. I get a lot of questions about fuel mixes.
I actually had a customer service question come in, and you've probably seen this as well. They bought a new Silverado with the 3-liter in it, and said in the manual it says, to use a fuel additive in the winter, anti-gel, check. Doesn't use alcohol, check.
Yep.
Moisture dispersant, check.
Yep.
And does not contain metals. Check.
Nope.
So
completely ashless.
Completely ashless. So checked all those nozzles or all those boxes. So if you're curious, you got a newer truck, go, man, I'm not sure this is something I should run. Well, that manual says it, and a lot of manuals will say something about that too. They'll also say to run a premium diesel.
Yeah.
And going to the pump, your number 2 typically is not a premium diesel.
Yeah, premium diesel is one of those terms that's it's really hard to define. I've done a lot of research into that, and technically the definition of a premium diesel is a fuel that has been treated by a fuel additive. And once you treat it with an aftermarket product like ours, it is a premium.
Absolutely. We exceed the detergency requirements of premium diesel. We're adding cetane, lubricity, and those are really the high-end top things that you were checking. Really, we check all the boxes of premium. So if you're looking for something good to run in a vehicle all year round, EDT and EDT plus winter defense for those
I had
those uses.
2 more applications and uses for this product. So
Okay.
Main one is Euro. A lot of the Volkswagen TDI guys, what are some of the other ones? Audi has it, Saab. Those aren't anything particularly special when it comes to using an anti-gel. You can use it just the same. If anything, they're more prone to gelling just because of the tolerances for those engines. So absolutely recommended for that, as well as any lift pump systems or additional fuel filter systems, like the fast lift pump stuff. Perfectly fine for that as well. I get that question a lot, so just wanted to say that.
Yep. And like you were kind of saying earlier, the way the way we're dealing with the wax is we're keeping the molecules smaller, so they can't branch out, can't clump together, go through the fuel filter, allow it to pass through, and your engine's used to having that wax anyway, so it's no harm there. And by the time it hits the injector anyway, it's pretty warmed up and ready to go. It's ready to go anyway.
That's what's nice about the fuel return line as well is, it's up there on the engine. Usually the fuel lines are running right over the valve cover. So, by the time the fuel returns back, and it actually runs through the filter as well, so on the return. So, yeah, you're absolutely good there.
Okay. And then let's talk about usage. We did a little bit. So treatment rate, it's actually double of our EDT.
Yep.
So it's 2 ounces per 25 gallons or 4 ounces per 25 gallons for the performance dose.
Yeah, for the below 32.
And that's below 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know where you were thinking. So our premium dose is good for above 0. So 30, starting at 32 and down to 0, run it for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
You can run it warmer than 32, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the performance dose, so we doubled up, is required for below 0 for the anti-gel protection. Also, it gets you to that extra level of cetane, lubricity, and injector cleaner.
Exactly.
So if you run a premium dose, or excuse me, performance dose in your normal EDT, continue to run it with your EDT plus winter defense.
Exactly. And, for those generator guys and, the people that are, running the snow plows and, the emergency services like that, you can put this in your generators and it has a fuel stabilizer as well. Good for up to a year. So you're storing something in cold weather? Absolutely.
Okay, let's run down the 7 properties of it before we move
Oh
on to
my
the
gosh.
next product.
You're going to make me memorize them.
Well,
Or
you
bring
can
up
use
the
your
memory.
fingers. Do you
right.
want me to do it?
Rust and corrosion inhibitor, fuel system cleaner, cetane booster, moisture dispersant, lubricity agent, anti-gel, and I'm missing the last one. I can't remember it.
Water dispersant.
Water dispersant. You got it. Yeah. It's been a while.
All right, I'm gonna drill that into you. Now you did great. Let's do some dealer shout outs quick, and then we're gonna come back to what to do once your fuel gel's up.
Absolutely. Yep.
So our first dealer shout out is to Black Label Pro Diesel in Lindale, Texas. Welcome aboard, guys. Thanks for becoming a dealer. Glad to have you on board. And B&B Performance in Tremonton, Utah. Hopefully I got that right. So thanks again, guys. Glad to have you on board. Like that
That's a
Black
good
label.
That's a really cool label.
It's logo. It's a logo of a label.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you messed up.
I did.
You
I missed
did?
it by one.
No.
Yeah.
And your fuel gelled up.
Oh,
You didn't treat it. Got some bad fuel. Thought I didn't need to treat it. Whatever. What product do we have for that?
Diesel Winter Rescue.
It is an emergency use only product.
Absolutely.
You do not need to use it daily. There's people that use the competitive product way too much, and it's not real good for your fuel system.
Yeah. So the main thing you get when you run into the rescue products is lack of lubricity. Same thing with kerosene or the number one diesel. It has terrible lubricity. That stuff will tear up your fuel pump and your injectors. That's something we've solved with this. This product, despite being a rescue product, doesn't have a hateful amount of or lack of lubricity. It actually performs better treated with this than it does just out of the pump. I think the wear scar came in and around somewhere in the 400s. So that's still better than what you're getting out of the pump.
Right. No, that was really impressive when we ran the test on that and seeing how well it did.
Yeah.
I knew it was something we worked on, but we didn't stress about because you can only do so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how to use, real simple. If you got a fuel filter that's gelled up, pour about half the fuel out, pour it or fill it back up with the Diesel Winter Rescue, screw it back on, start up the truck, let it idle for a while, good to go.
Exactly.
If you have gelling in the tank, that'll treat up to 40 gallons of fuel, dump that in the tank. Wait a little bit, let it start working its magic, and then go ahead and start it up and let it idle again. And
the go-to for me is fill up half the filter with half the bottle and then dump the rest in your tank. Most vehicles have an auto purging system, so all you got to do is turn the key over and wait for the system to purge any air that might have been in there from gelling, and then you're good to go.
Excellent. And we also have a short video on that one as well, as far as how to use, and so we'll roll that through. Yeah, I think that does a really good job explaining that. This is a reminder to catch the Steve Summers Overnight Drive live each weekday from the Hot Shot Secret Studio from midnight to 5 a.m. Streaming on Facebook, Rumble, the Steve Summers apps on iOS and Android, and also on the overnightdriveradio.com website as well.
Yep. I'll go over the sales here. We got a Love sale. Buy two 64-ounce diesel extreme and receive $10 in My Loves rewards now until December 31st. And then for Pilot, we have buy two 32-ounce EDT Plus and get $8. And then over at O'Reilly's, we have EDT Plus, buy two 16-ounce squeeze bottles and
2 for $30.
2 for $30 and
Heck
get
yeah.
5 times points.
Heck yeah, you can't beat that. Lots of points. Good deal on it.
Absolutely.
Get stocked up for the winter a little bit.
Yeah, now's the perfect time for it.
And I noticed something on the screen I neglected to talk about when we were talking about EDT Plus earlier.
Oh, yeah.
We won an award for it. And I want to say thank you to everyone that voted for it. So motor.com, we won an innovation award for one of the top 20 new products of the year. And thanks again for everyone's votes on that. We appreciate that. And I think it just goes to show how innovative we are in what we do here.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing hearing about that after how we came together in R&D and the brain trust. So it was really nice to hear about that.
It was. And another press release we actually put out yesterday was picked up another award out of Apex. So everyone's familiar with SEMA, the automotive aftermarket show. Well, there's like a business side of that called Apex. It goes on the same exact time in Vegas across town. Okay. And we picked up an award there as well for a packaging award. And there you go. You got Brett showing up there. Good job, Chad. Picked up our award. It's for a new bottle to replace our 16-ounce squeeze bottle. And it is going to be for the capless tanks that's are in all these new diesel trucks. Wanted to do some improvement, and so we've spent a lot of time on this. I mean, a lot of time and effort goes into designing a bottle, especially one of your specs, and we're really happy that we got recognized for this because it is going to change the industry quite a bit in what's out there.
We actually purchased 2 of the pickup tubes, the fill necks from some of the Dodges as well as for Chevys as well, that has the 2 gates that are required for the capless bottles.
Right. So it shows just kind of the R&D we do. It's not only on the chemical side, it's on hard parts and bottles and everything else. And, working right now to finalize some details on it. And we look forward to launching it Q2 next year. So sometime between April and June-ish, should be hitting the retail shelf. And of course, that'll vary by retailer and so forth as they place new orders. But rolling change and looking forward to those and looking forward to having those available for us. So how to look at comments before we get going here. Another one checking in from Pennsylvania. Jay Evans over on YouTube. Love our products. Thank you. John says, I have a TDI friend used my EDT winner last year, and he's a customer now. Thank you, John, for passing on those words. We absolutely love when word of mouth. We love it.
It's definitely hard to get in the Euro markets too. Those guys are very specific about what they use.
Anything other things going on exciting over in R&D? I should be
stuff right now, man. It's a lot of raw materials coming in. Now is a really good time for us with the EDT Plus. Really proud of this product. So
great job, R&D. Great job, everyone here at Hot Shot Secret. And thank you, fans, for sticking in with us. And we appreciate all your support and definitely love everything you guys are doing for us. We love to serve you guys. So if you have any questions, be sure to put them in comments. We'll be sure to answer them. Chad's always monitoring our social media, gets back on those DMs. And we always have our 800 number too. You call in and we answer those questions relatively quickly. Logan gets all the technical ones.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there's a good chance you're talking to me if you got a higher caliber question. So.
And our customer service people here and our sales reps do a great job. So
Absolutely.
Everyone, great team effort here. This is a great live today. And we'll wrap it up like that. We'll see you guys here in about a month or so, right, Chad? For the next Hot Shot Secret Live in December. Later.